my audience member. The recent COVID-19 pandemic has been world spread and has essential workers wondering where do they stand. A recent bill was passed for hazard pay of $250 to essential workers. But what is $250 to people who are risking their lives every single day? So who are our essential workers? We'll talk about who our essential workers are, why they need compensation, and what you would do or should do to help them get that compensation. Our essential workers are healthcare employees, police officers, EMTs, grocery store workers. The list goes on and on. Those are just a few. And these people are risking their lives every single day to make sure that you have what you need on a daily basis. If we decided to not go to work, how would you get groceries? How would you get medication? How would you get care that you need if you came in with a broken leg? How would you do the regular things that you do on a normal day basis if we weren't doing our job? Why aren't we being compensated? $250 is nothing to a person who's getting up every morning and going to work and putting their life at risk. Not only are we putting ourselves at risk, we're putting our families at risk, our children at risk. Some of us live with our parents who are older, our 80-year-old grandmothers, grandfathers, uncles, and aunts. And we're also putting them at risk by exposing ourselves to you guys on a daily basis, or to the public on a daily basis, just to make sure that you guys have everything that you need. Some people are getting hours cut. Some people are asking to work more hours and not even getting paid for the hours that they are exceedingly working. So to me, these people should be getting paid and compensated as essential employees. There are other people who are getting all types of excessive programs and different options that they have to help them, like unemployment. So many different things are happening, food stamp programs, but the essential workers are really the people who are working hard to keep the community going, and they're not being compensated. 85% of essential workers are putting themselves at risk every single day, and they simply just need to be paid. If you were to get sick as a frontline employee, most companies won't even pay you for having to stay home until you've been home for at least 30 days. So what do those people do when they have to be in quarantine for 14 days because they expose themselves to you to help you? What do those people do to pay their bills? What do those people do to take care of their children? What if they expose themselves to their children and their children get sick and they have to stay home and take care of their children? Who has to pay those medical bills, those hospital notes, those medication prescriptions? All of those things need to come into consideration when you're considering people putting themselves out there to keep the world running. And they should be compensated. If they were making more money, they could save more money. And if something happened where they were infected or exposed, they could afford to stay home and take care of their families because they were getting compensated correctly. Another thing is, who do you consider to be essential? Is it just hospital employees? I figure everyone who's working in the public or serving the public should be compensated. What if it was your aunt, your grandma, your grandpa? Do you want them to be putting themselves at risk and not being compensated? Would you want them to be putting themselves out there with a chance to bring it home to you or to their other families, and you lose a family member and you aren't getting compensated for it? All of those things are unfair, and I feel like as a community we should be banding together to make sure that everyone is compensated and getting some type of hazard pay. So what would you do if you needed to be paid as an essential worker? I think everyone should be thinking about these things and reaching out to their governments and saying, hey, these essential workers need to be paid.